961, the voice of Carnival, Ezel and Master Gio. And our guest is here with us, the pan man himself, Joshua Regrello.
Yes,
what's going on, King?
Trinidad and Tobago and the world, what's going on? Just a cool vibes, you know.
Hey, you tell us, man. Most traveled, getting in them frequent flyer miles, touching all corners of the globe.
Yeah, trying.
Yeah. I see you doing big things, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
Congratulations in all, all the success so far and just taking our culture to some very, very important parts of the world.
Yeah, I think the word I like to use now is exploration. And it's about just exploring what is possible just with us as a people, but also with the instrument and with like my own creativity. Mm-hmm. So that's just a journey we on, exploring and trying new things.
All right. Tell us, when did the idea first came about with the whole, Seven Wonders of the World tour? When did that come up to you? And you?
I've never, okay, I'll give you the truth, right? I don't think I've said the truth before about
wonderful.
it, right? Is that audio exclusive, eh?
Yeah, we like that.
Like 2 or 3 years ago, I went paragliding in Sweden, and I remember 2 or 3 people commented on that video, and they was like, "Dog, what the pan?" And in that moment, I was like, I didn't even think to carry the pan now.
Right.
And that's where everything started. So as soon as I went home, that same day, I was like, I thinking about this too small, I think bigger. Mm-hmm. And that's when things just started to unfold. So that's even where the Guinness World Record stemmed from.
Okay.
Because after that, I was like, no, I thinking too small for this. And I think like a month after is when I got the opportunity to go to perform on the Great Wall of China. So with those two things at like the same time,
right,
I came back home and I was like, what really cool. Like I've been thinking about this too small. So the idea to go to be the first musician in the history of mankind to perform a musical instrument at the Seven Wonders was what came first right after China. I was like, nah, I need to keep living this life afterwards. And then I was like, okay, no, this feels too impossible. What is easier? And then I searched like world records, and that's when I got the world record.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever said that story. Like I exclusively.
We like that. That's what we like to hear. Ojo World, only hear it first. Right here.
So everything it's just about exploring and just trying to do more, and just push the envelope. Yeah.
And how many places you've been to so far on that tour?
4. So I've Great Wall of China,
right?
Christ the Redeemer in Brazil, which is the big Jesus statue.
Yes.
The Taj Mahal in India, and then Petra in Jordan. So we have 3 more, and then I'll become the first musician in the history ever to have performed a musical instrument at Seven Wonders.
What is the next stop?
So there's Mexico, there's Peru, and there's Italy. So those are the last 3 which we hope to accomplish at the end of this year.
Okay.
And then we're on the map again, TNT.
Yeah. So the question going to be, how are you going to top this now?
It's not necessarily about topping it for me. That's not what I think about on the daily. It's just about trying to do different things, and also just trying to introduce the instrument and our culture to just different parts, I think at some point when I think I did India, somebody sent a picture. Somebody made a thing, and it was like, yeah, Pan Man will be the first musician, first one to perform on every continent, and I didn't even think about that now. But it's also just trying to just introduce the instrument, because when you go to these places and you see the way they react to
how was that? How did people receive that? For them seeing and standing up there and seeing this man playing this instrument, I'm sure people walked up to you, probably wanted to ask questions, and
I think it really shows how much we need to. It fuels me, like as even talking about it right now again. That energy to just is make me want to just jump back on a plane and go, because it shows that we have so much places to touch and so much to do, like as a mission. And it just fuels me, because I had 2 performances in India, and it's like these people are. India was the first time in my entire life. I'm 28 years old. I've been playing pan since I was 3. The first time in my entire life, I was on stage. Somebody said, "Hey, could you from the audience shout it out? Hi, could you turn the pan around and play?"
Wow.
Because they wanted to see the inside of the pan, and I'd never thought about it. So and since then, when I do videos now, I be telling my video editors, yo, we have to make sure and show the inside of the pan, because we know what it looks like from the inside.
Of course, yeah.
You see a pan video and you say cool, but they don't know what's going on at the outsiders.
Yeah.
And it just adds to like my perspective. But it billions of people that have never seen just like steel pan or our culture and fascinated by it. Like when I was how I could really talk about these things now. Am I allowed to?
You talk now, man. That's what you're here for. You'll get to the music just now. You talk.
Yeah, so it's like it is spreading the instrument, right? Which is by itself just a big thing of fascination for these people, but it's also spreading the music. So I'm at the Taj Mahal, there's like 110,000 people there, like a crowd of people at the Taj Mahal, and I am playing Jahaji by on the pan live there now. So it's like people in that moment are getting immersed into our culture in real time. You know, and they see a man dancing, playing the pan, so they feel that vibe. So it's really it's something special to do, but it just fuels me and makes me realize how much more we can be doing and we should be doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much more doors that could be opened.
Yeah. And I knock in, I bang it on.
Yeah, and brings and puts more eyes on Trinidad and Tobago as a whole.
Yeah. I think there's still so much potential. There's so much potential that we don't even realize yet. I think with steel pan in particular, there's a gold analogy I like to use, right? So it's like, let's say I'm a gold merchant, I'm selling gold, right? And I come to you and I say, hey, let's say, okay, 3 of us in this room here, everybody here know about gold. I come to you and I say, yo, I have this gold. Everybody like, all right, cool. But then you go to another crowd of people who've never seen gold in their entire life and you show them that's the greatest thing since sliced bread to them.
Yeah.
And there are billions of people who've never seen
it. You've never seen it.
You know, and I think we take it for granted, right? Because we just know it. Like next door they have a pan here.
Correct. Yeah, so it's us.
Yeah, but when you go and you see these millions of people who are just fascinated by the thought of how we created this instrument, it just fuels and gives me so much more purpose and drive. So
man, you just keep up the great work. You know, you're ambassador for the thing, and you're really flying the flag high. So you know, let's transition now into what we're hearing in the background and what's happening for Carnival. Carnival is here, the greatest show on earth.
For sure.
I know you immersed in it, of course.
For sure.
So tell us what's happening with you and 2026 Carnival.
So with that same journey of just exploration and trying to add more and do more and change what a pan man can be and what a pan man could do, I wanted to like take charge of the process and actually create a rhythm. So it's called the Pan Man Rhythm. It's produced by Kyle Phillips, my boy Badge on Republic. And it is, so we have this pan-centered music, and we have artists coming and singing on it. And I say take charge because normally as a pan man, you're home and you're waiting for a man to call it to play a
play some notes,
Yeah, it was like, in the event that call don't happen, then nothing happens for you now.
You do it the other way around.
Yeah, I say, nah, I ain't waiting here. But it's also just to keep contributing and adding to the culture, because I think a lot of times we talk about steel pan in a way that is not like, it's like a token, it's like a idea, but it's not always in it, right? So a lot of people mention steel pan in their songs, but there's no steel pan in it. So I wanted to just make sure we have something that is really representative, and we have a steel pan rhythm. And with all the travels, I go and I meet all these artists all over, and I'm like, wait, I want to collaborate with you. So it was, I went into St. Martin and I met this guy called King James, who's huge over there. And then I met a guy in Grenada who I've actually known for years. Like we played football, I think before even was singing soca, called Rooney J in Grenada.
Okay, yeah, Rooney J.
Yeah. And then there's Ola in Trinidad. So it was like me trying to figure out what's the best way to blend like all these travel and all these experiences together. And I was like, let's do music. And then it's also like a strategic way to like build the brand and not just put pan in soca, but also just make sure that pan is fully regional. So I could go to Grenada and play a song, and I was like, okay, well, this also features Rooney J, or how Rooney J run out with me, and it makes sense, as opposed to me just going and playing, and they're like, okay, cool, who is this guy?
Right.
Same, because even I was in St. Martin, and there are a lot of people who they know about the world record, but they don't know you, or you go on stage and they're like, okay, well, who's this guy? But it just really unites us as a people, as one Caribbean people.
Correct, ties us all in.
Yeah, so this is the Pan Man Rhythm, and I must say big shouts to Kyle Phillips. He's just doing so many good things on his own too, but for all the music, everything that I do musically, Kyle is involved, and he really puts up with my madness. bold italics and underline on madness. It's a lot of craziness that goes on, but he's there with me all the time and supportive. So big shouts to Kyle for making this possible, and all the artists for coming on board.
All right. So as far as getting in contact with the artists, was it that you all had the rhythm done?
Yeah.
And sent it to them, or how did you end up with these particular artists? How did you pick these?
So it started with the the Caribbean artists. So it was the idea at first was we were gonna do it real switch up. Like you know how these things go. It started like 2 years ago. We was like, okay, here what we want to do like a Caribbean thing because I was blessed to like travel so much. We want one person from each country kind of vibes, and then it kind of like boiled down to we'll do a Caribbean leg and then a local leg.
Okay, I understand.
And then, but the thing is, I released this because what January is. I'm kind of late, quote unquote, to release, but when I put this out in like October, but I was still on the Wonders tour, so I didn't even get a chance to like come to radio stations and talk or even push it. So even the Trinidad leg of it didn't really happen because I wasn't here and I didn't have enough time or energy to push into this now. And I was out, and especially like the Ola called Kyle. Ola was like, Kyle, I need to be on this, right? And when you hear this song, you kind of understand. And then Kyle was like, yeah, well, we figuring out the Trinidad part. And then the next day, Ola sent a song. He was like, Kyle,
done finish already.
Song.
Have
and
it.
Kyle was like, all right, cool, but we go let you know. The next morning, Ola called Kyle. Yo, Kyle, what's going on? It's like 8 o'clock. I was like, yeah, I know, wake up. He's like, I'm outside.
You ready to record?
Yeah, and then the day after, and then he have a video. He's like, yo, man, Kyle, this had to come out today. And it's like, you could, when his song is like about like a Jumbie, like no Jumbie man, you could really feel like he had that Jumbie on him saying, yo, release this song. So yeah, it's just good vibes and adding and contributing and exploring.
Well, let's get to the music.
Let me get to the music.
The Pan Man Joshua Regrello passing through.
Ojo.
Representing the Pan Man Riddim. Who's first?
This is Ola Tunji. We call this one Do Jumbie Man.
Yo, Pan Man.
Here we go.
All the Calypso heads, let me see if you know this one.
Now, Ola passed through, like, was it a week or so ago?
Serious?
And he performed this one.
You
He got mad and crazy in here with this.
You lie.
Yes.
To me, straight out of horror scene. I feel like if I was going mad when I realized I in a graveyard. I take off fast, but I can't really see when it's dark. I hear a voice shout and say, you want to get rich and famous? Tell the people them what I say, what the hell you doing down by me grave? I nearly bust my head, living running from the dead. Go say don't run, Ola. From every day, I gave my card. Now I'm running for truth. Foot sticking a mango root. I fall down inside that tomb. I get up and I zoom, cause I run from the Jumbie. Run from the Jumbie. Run from the Jumbie, man, I run from the Jumbie.
Where we going next?
Greensland. We in Greensland right now. Big up Rooney J all the way from Grenada.
From Chiton.
Where we jumping up in the carnival? I tell you the streets have it. Where we winding up in the bacchanal? I tell you the streets have it. Street party. Jump up and wave. All hands in the air. This madness in here. Up in the air. Jump up and wave. All hands in the air. This madness in here. Liquor and touch me liver. Ain't nothing sweeter. Give me some stress reliever. All on the ground you see that. Up down like elevator. Walk it up like skyscraper. That's Riddim from the Congo drum. 60,000 coming down. Everybody got around to play my son under the hot sun. Them Trinidadians them coming down. Them Jamaicans coming down. Them Grenadians them coming down. They coming to black on the town. Where we jumping up in the carnival? I tell you the streets have it. Where we winding up in the bacchanal? I tell you the streets have it. Street party. Jump up and wave. All hands in the air. This madness in here. Up in the air.
final song on the rhythm, all the way from St. Martin. This is King James. Yeah.
Listen up, Ojo World.
Bless, dirty waste, fire bless, fire bless. They don't like we and we don't care, but we gon' burn a fire this year. We come to set a fire to the dirty waste. Let the fire blaze, let the fire blaze. Burn them out, watch me ignite the whole place. Let the fire blaze, let the fire blaze. Burn them out, fire for them, back my fire for them. Burn them out, fire for them, wicked people, fire for them. Burn them out, fire for them, back my fire for them. Them no like we don't like them. Burn them out, fire for them. Blaze up the fire, burn them, hit it up. All them old cook and liars, out to feel like it, you know. This is a cleansing fire, ready to burn down the place. We gon' make them perspire when they start to demonstrate. I want to see flames up there. Say put it on high. I want to see fire up there and light up the sky. Whoa, they don't like we and we don't care, so we gon' burn a fire this year. We gon' to set a fire to the dirty waste. Let the fire blaze, let the fire blaze. Burn them out, watch me ignite the whole place. Let the fire blaze, let the fire blaze. Burn them out, fire for them, back my fire for them. Burn them out, fire for them, wicked people, fire for them. Burn them out, fire for them, back my fire for them. Them no like me, we don't like them. Burn them out, fire for them.
The Pan Man Rhythm.
Yeah, this is not nice and pretty. They 150 BPM down the road.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm feeling? Feeling like next year you could come and hit them with the Pan Man Rhythm part 2, you know?
No, I think it's going to be a regular thing.
Well, you see, that's why I
And
say.
not just two soca, you might get a reggae, you might get a parang, you might get a chutney.
Fit the pan into everything.
Yeah, because if not, who could do it, boy?
Yeah. You know, it's on your shoulders and you're carrying
Yeah,
it
it's
well. You're carrying it well.
Yeah, it's just, as I say, it's changing what pan can be and what a pan man can be. Not just for me, but for whoever comes after.
Correct. You're opening doors for the young ones coming up.
Yeah.
And then many of them, and they're looking up at you.
Yeah, I think one of the hard things about pan is that, especially like the way I'm doing it as a solo career, there's not really like a template to follow, you know? So we just exploring and figuring it out as it
Well,
goes.
you forging your own lane, you know.
Yeah, trying.
Yeah, you creating the road as you go along the way.
Yeah, and so I'm grateful for Ojo for having me every time to just continue to explore that with me and giving me a platform to share what we're doing.
I mean, it's our pleasure, man. The door is always open. Let people know where they could follow you. By the way, these songs, they have videos for them. And
So there's a lot of things. So you could just, on my socials, Joshua Regrello, everywhere. It's on YouTube. It's on every streaming platform, whatever you use to listen to music, even if it's Ojo, we playing it now every day from now. So it is it's everywhere. So check it out. And you can find me on all socials at Joshua Regrello. And yeah, we're just trying, and if you follow the journey this year, we're going to complete that 7 Wonders of the World, where I'm taking Steel Pan to the 7 Wonders, and I'll become the first person in the history of mankind to perform a musical instrument at the 7 Wonders, any 7 Wonders.
And when you're done with that, you have to pass back through and, give us a summary of how that went, the last few legs,
For sure. For sure. So that'll probably be like by year end. And then I will need to rest for a while.
I can even imagine.
And figure out what happens next.
Yeah, well, you'll be all right, brother. You're definitely on the right track. Keep up the great work and continue to fly the flag high and represent for the culture.
Thank you for the support always.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Appreciate it. Love.
Yeah, man. Enjoy your carnival. Joshua Regrello.
And next time I come, I will be wearing Versace shoes like DJ Gio. Right? Somebody say yeah.
I would like to say something. You know, before I started DJ, I used to play pan.
Serious?
Yeah, double seconds.
Serious?
I
would have never thought you'd play double seconds. I would have never picked you as a double seconds guy.
And I know we going back too.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah. Serious.
Yeah?
You need to put, bro, next week is pan semis. Right. It's called that pan day. You have to post a little throwback.
I will.
Are serious?
I will tag it.
Yeah.
I will tag it.
Yeah, you gonna mash them up.
Gio the pan, man. We didn't know. We learned something new today.
Yeah, and I never take it for double seconds, man. Too. Wow.
So, I have a question, right? Yeah. You can play all the different types of pan?
It depends on
or is it just tenor? Or
how good you want me to play it.
I mean, the double tenor and the bass and...
Yeah, I can. Just not to the same level. So, in Long Live Soca by Voice, I played all the pans in that song is by me.
Okay.
And the funny story is I think Voice wanted a steel band to play the pan on it. And the producer, Nikolai, was like, dog, just call Joshua.
He will touch everything for you and done.
Yeah, and I think we did like 4 or 5 pans. So I can't just not all to like the same extent.
Okay.
Yeah. But I know double seconds are better than me too. Yeah.
Joshua,
Brothers,
respect,
thank
brother.
you, love. Yeah.
Respect.